Hello everyone, welcome to the club. I'm Philip Landers.
And I'm his co-host, Caden Burrow.
Happy to have you back with us this week as we get you caught up on all of our sport programs and extracurricular activities here at Cave City High School. Caden, let's talk football first today.
Well, unfortunately, our caveman football program fell to 0-6 after dropping their previous two meetings. But you never know. Football season continues. We can fight our way out of this hole.
You know what? You just got to keep playing, right? And you just got to get out there. I'm so happy we have these sports. You know, when I was younger, we had basketball and baseball or softball for the ladies, and you know, not everybody can get in those games sometimes. And so having all these other sports, you know, think about all the sports we talk about today. We have so many students that get to play something and put on the suit and get out there and compete that they might not get that if we only had one or two sports. And so I'm so happy that we have at Cave City all of these programs. And let's support our kids and get them out there. And sometimes just the lesson of you're going to play and play your best. And sometimes that's more important than the result. We like the wins. We want the wins. But let's learn how to get out there and play as a team and give it your all, even when things aren't going good. That's a life skill, and sport will teach that to you like nothing else. And so we wish it was 6-0. But we're just happy that they get out there, and we're proud of all of our student athletes here at Cave City. Let's talk about golf. We've got a couple who've had a good season. Wyatt Edwards and Jesse Stauffer both made it to state in golf. That's excellent.
That's awesome.
It is. They both finished in the middle of the pack. Jesse played up at Melbourne in the state tournament there, and Wyatt played down, I believe it was in Hot Springs. And so you still got to go and play, and golf is a great sport because it's you and the ball and your club, and you get to think it through. And they made it to the highest level they could for state golf, and we're sure proud of them.
Yeah, the experience is always fun as well, just going on the trip and everything.
Yeah.
Hey, could have had some good McDonald's after. You never know.
Well, that's exactly right. We're all about fast food here on the club and as many calories as possible. And so we're living proof of that for sure. And aren't they happy they've played now? Because as you folks know, the weather's taking a turn, and I really wouldn't want to be on a golf course tomorrow morning when it's 45 degrees and the wind blowing.
You know, I honestly can't wait for cold weather. It has been too hot for too long.
That's a good point. And you know, with our football game coming up right after the show here tonight too, it'll be a big change for them. I mean, the front coming through, and things probably won't be wet. The rain will be gone, we know, but it's going to be a lot colder, and you're different physically than when it's warm weather, and you got to be ready for that. Talking about tennis, let's get you caught up on tennis. The girls finished as the 3A District 2 team runner-up. Cambria Fowler was the singles runner-up. She's an all-conference and will play in the state tournament. Rachel Ballard and Miley Walker won in doubles, runner-up they were, and they are also all-conference, and they're going to state. And the 9th grade duo of Elijah Beller and Hayden Herndon, they were third place in boys doubles, which for 9th grade is exceptional to be that new to competing at the high school level. They've got 3 years in front of them. They're going to win a lot.
Oh, yeah, definitely. All right, let's jump into cross country.
Yes, sir.
They traveled to Old Davidsonville on 26 for the Sloan Hendricks River Run. Notable Cave City performances were the junior girls with Aubrey Milligan, who finished 3rd, Casey Arnold 5th, and Hadley Landers in 6th place overall. Senior girls, Brittany Mahan finished 2nd overall, and in the senior boys, Jude Doty placed 20th overall. We hosted the 5th annual Cape May Open this past Tuesday, October 3rd, with 36 schools competing and 800 runners attending.
That's incredible.
That is absolutely incredible. I was going to Batesville on that day, and there were so many buses that passed. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, just have that many out there at once, yeah.
How'd they fit all those in the parking lot is a real question.
Yeah, I don't know.
For the notable Cave City performances, the junior girls, Aubrey Milligan placed 3rd, Hadley Landers placed 8th, Casey Arnold placed, what did she place? She placed 9th out of the 192 total runners. And for the senior girls...
Say that again. Out of how many?
192.
192, almost 200, and we had 3 in the top 10.
That's insane.
Yep.
That just shows how much we put into our programs.
Yeah.
For senior girls, Brittany Mahan placed 4th overall, which is also very exceptional.
All right, let's get you caught up on volleyball real quick here. They've been on a little bit of a skid here. They've lost 5 in a row, 2 wins and 15 losses this season. We're going to have volleyball coach Kelsie Steed and Samantha Love, a senior, in her hot seat coming up in our next segment. We'll have that in a moment. But first, let's take a break, and then we'll come back with more of the club in just a moment.
My name is Brandon Handling, and I am the coordinator for Cable Channel 6. Did you know that you could have your ad for your business fill this space right here? That's right. We are seeking sponsorships for our sports broadcasts as well as our new sports show, The Club. Here at Cable Channel 6, we produce and air content for your business. We're here to help serve our community, and this also gives our students the valuable opportunity to experience on-the-job training through our school program. Any money you donate through a sponsorship will go back to support our students in our media and broadcasting programs. We also offer advertising opportunities through our community access slideshow that airs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If your business is interested in any of these opportunities, please give us a call at 870-283-3309. That number again is 870-283-3309.
Welcome back inside the club. Sliding into the hot seat today, we have our volleyball coach, Kelsie Steed. Kelsie Coles Steed. That's Trenton's sister, right? You guys remember Trenton, I know. And then we have Sam Love, one of our senior volleyball players. And so we're happy to have them slide into the hot seat today. Thanks for giving us some time today. Mm-hmm. Coach, let's talk about our senior high girls. You're really into the thick of your season right now.
Yeah, we're close to the end. I think we have like 5 games left, and then district starts next week. So.
Okay, and where is district tournament this year?
Walnut Ridge.
At Walnut Ridge, okay. And it's always interesting when we play games over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and we like to have big crowds, so stay tuned, folks, for our calendar so that we can get you guys over there. Make sure you make our games. Let's talk about your team. If we think about where they were in the summer, this is your first year coaching, and then where they're at today, what would you say they've changed? What has changed the most with our girls?
Well, I think we've really grown as a team. We've bonded a lot more, I think, and we've worked on communication a lot. We really struggled with that at the beginning of the season, and I know me coming in, they were a little iffy about me at the beginning, I know. I've never coached before, so I was just coming in this fresh. It was just, I don't know, it's been a really big change for all of us, for sure.
Well,
but they've
like
worked
we're
with it. Yeah.
And it's really just about peaking at the end, right? And so how would you say our team is, we're headed that way?
Yeah, we are. We've struggled in the beginning, but I think we've made our changes, and we can come out on top if we keep pushing, I think. So.
Okay. So we're certainly, as you guys can figure out, we're recording this prior. What place are we in our conference right now?
We're in 8th in our conference right now. But
okay, that's okay. But
we can still push from here. Like, we're a really strong team, and we work really well together. And I think if we just finish hard, I think we can come out a little bit higher in our
wins
conference.
At the end, you move up a notch or two.
Definitely.
District.
And then, district tournament.
It's gonna come down to district.
For Sam, I mean, this is your last year.
Yeah.
So do you think about that a lot?
Yeah, it snuck up on me. I mean, it didn't hit me till we were playing at Hoxie in a away game, and I was like, man, it's my last game here. And I just tried to soak it all up, and I just started bawling on the way home. Is
that right? Well, we do. We love the sports, and we love that you guys are getting to play volleyball, and I know it's so much fun for you.
Yeah.
Of all the road trips you've made, which one's the worst?
The worst? I don't know. Manila's the farthest, so it always sucks when it's far, but I can't think of any really bad experiences.
Right, but it's just the bus rides. It's
yeah.
long, because you guys get there, and then you have to wait a long time before you play, don't you?
Yeah, it's tiring.
Yeah. So homework time, that's a good homework time, right?
Yeah, most of the time I don't do it, though, because I'm trying to form a game plan, but yeah.
Well, you got to get ready to play, too, and so that's great. And so let's talk about some things that a casual fan, I actually drove the volleyball bus for like 3 years, and I still did not know why one player wears a different colored jersey. So what do we call them?
A libero.
A libero.
Yeah.
And what is unique about that position?
Well, they can only go back row, first off. They're like a defensive specialist. They can't step above the 10-foot line. They have to stay back row at all times. They can come on back row anytime they want to. but I forgot.
So when you see a substitution, the two players that are going in and out will meet. And they touch hands.
Yeah, that's above the 10-foot
But
line.
the libero does not have to do that. They
No.
can just run. The players just
Yeah.
change out.
They don't count as a sub. You get 18 substitutions per set, and they're just like a free one. It's a
18
freebie,
per.
basically.
You play best of 5 sets. It's to 25 points, but
Yes.
the fifth one is
To 15.
it's to 15. Okay, so when we sub, if I'm subbing in for Sam, which would be a horrible coaching mistake on your part, but I could only sub in for her, right? When
Yeah.
we do that.
Yes. In
So-
that one set.
In
You
that
can
one
change
set.
from set to set.
And then next set you could sub me for someone else, which would also be a horrible coaching decision on your part. So that's something that sometimes we watch and we don't always know. Let's talk about those young folks that you get to volunteer to call the back lines. How much do we appreciate them?
We appreciate
We
them.
appreciate them.
Yeah.
We need them,
They're-
don't we?
It's just teaching them how to do it and
Yeah.
getting them to pay attention is the
Right.
hard task.
That's a
though.
lot of pressure on.
It is
Sometimes they're very young, 7th, 8th grade,
Yes.
perhaps.
It can change the course of a game. I mean, a bad call can make all the difference.
Right.
So
Definitely.
they're vital.
Yeah,
They
so
are.
the referee, of course, is always on the chair. In tennis, for example, they call their own points. And if they disagree enough, they'll just simply agree to replay a point. But in volleyball, the call is made and on we go, right? So who are our captains this year on senior high?
Sam
Sam is,
and
okay.
Chloe.
And
Chloe
Chloe.
was at the first half, and then Samantha's the
Okay,
last
so
half.
in these cases, you have the opportunity to engage the referee directly, don't you? What's
Yeah.
that like?
Well, I haven't had to do it yet,
Okay.
but I just try and be respectful because you got to try and play on their side a little bit. Because if you come up yelling at them, they're not going to want to
Well,
change.
that's true.
They're not going to want to change.
But this is your last year, and
Yeah.
maybe you should just throw caution to the wind and,
well, I mean, we've gotten a yellow card one time,
Oh,
so
okay.
we got to be a little careful.
Well, of
but
course you do.
if it's bad, I'll say something.
So, but that's something that you get to just go right up there
Yeah.
and do. And so, we're getting close to the end. What is your coach phrase to get them to just take it one game at a time? Which I know is what you're doing, but how do you phrase that in practice?
We basically just tell them to forget about their mistakes of the last game and just focus on the next game, learn from their mistakes and move on from it, because if they keep dwelling on it, they're just going to get in their heads and they're really going to get down on themselves. So we just have to move on,
Right.
learn from it.
Jesse Stauffer, as our viewers will remember, our golfer that came to the hot seat, said almost exactly the same thing. And for them, they walk from shot to shot, and you've got 3 or 4 minutes to do that. But in volleyball, you just keep going, and it comes
Yeah.
so fast.
Yeah.
And the long rallies and everything, and so you really have to be on your feet. So that's when you talk and pump each other up.
Yeah. For
Okay.
sure.
Biggest question of the day, and I never could keep up. Like I said, I drove the team there for a while. When certain things happen, someone spikes or someone, you've got these set cheers that you guys all cycle through. Who comes up with those and who starts those?
Well, sometimes it depends. We look online a lot, and we'll
Okay.
copy other people, take inspiration from them.
Okay.
And sometimes something funny will happen in practice, and we'll use it as an inside joke for a cheer.
Okay, awesome.
We try and cheer as much as we can because it gets everybody pumped
Right.
to keep doing good.
Yeah, and volleyball is such a roller coaster, right? I mean, you get the big highs and then you'll get low, and it
sure.
always comes back. You just have to stay in it.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so I'm really putting Sam on the spot today. What do you think when you look back on your high school days and you think Cave City volleyball? What would be the first thing comes to your mind?
The first thing that comes to my mind, I don't know. My first year, it was really memorable because we went to state that year, and I had to play with the seniors as a sophomore, and it was really scary. But that was a fun year.
Yeah.
I just think about that year and how fun it was.
Yeah, awesome, and that's what we want. It's for young people to have memories, and our young coaches. And so, how many things? And you don't have to say what they are. Have you said, you know what, next year I want to do this different or that different?
Oh, a lot. I've learned
lot.
a lot about coaches for sure. Looked at my past coaches very differently
Right.
because I'm in their shoes now.
Yeah.
But I've learned a lot for sure.
So, and boy, time flies. It'll be next season before we know it. All right, this is Sam Love. This is Kelsie Steed, our volleyball coach, and we thank them for stepping into the hot seat. Thank you, ladies. We'll have you back when the season's over, and we'll see how district tournament and hopefully regional and beyond turns out.
Okay.
All right, we're going to take a break, and then we'll be back with more of the club in just a moment. Welcome back to the club. Let's get you caught up now on our sports calendar. We've looked back. Now let's look ahead. Let's talk about what's upcoming for our football cavemen.
So tonight our cavemen will take on the Lone Oak Jackrabbits in Lone Oak at 7 p.m., which, interesting enough, it's homecoming for the Jackrabbits tonight.
Yeah. It's October. You get into that, and then senior night's coming up for everybody too, and that's just part of football. We'll have a senior night coming up here in a few weeks too.
Yes, sir. Next Friday, football. We return home to face off against Stuttgart. Kickoff is at 7 p.m., of course. And football's bye week will be the following week. That means no game on the 20th.
Yeah, and that is partly a byproduct of only having 7 teams in our conference in football. And so instead of replacing that 8th team, we had a school who dropped out of 11-man football, whom we won't name here on the club, but the AAA just left that conference, our conference, with 7 teams. Normally it's 3 non-conference games and maybe a bye week or a bye week in the first 3 or 4 weeks. And so all of the conference teams then ended up with a bye week. That's why we have 4 non-conference games. We were able to get Camden Harmony Grove on our schedule, gave us a 10th game, but a bye week coming late in the season. And sometimes you need a week off just to kind of heal up and get over some nicks and bruises and
win some more football games, hopefully.
Yeah, that's right. Let's talk about cross country. Cross country wraps up their season with the Tuckerman Bulldog River Run at Jacksonport State Park on Tuesday. That's October the 10th. That will be this next Tuesday, with the races starting at 4 p.m. with the junior girls, followed by the junior boys and then the senior girls and senior boys in order. Tennis is headed to the state tournament for some.
Yep, it wraps up their season this Monday and Tuesday at the state championships at the Tennis Center in Conway, Arkansas. Good luck to our cavemen and cavewomen.
Yeah. All right, volleyball, hey, they're wrapping up their regular season, right? Had senior night last night, or coming up, I mean to say, not last night, but Tuesday, October the 10th, Harrisburg will be here for senior night, and then district tournament play will start right after that. Normally, your lower seeds will play some play-in games, if you want to call it that, on Saturday. So talk to your favorite volleyball player, see when they have their next match. And you know what? We get to the end of these seasons, and Samantha talked about that back when she was on the hot seat a moment ago, when it's the last trip to a school. Right.
That would be so
you
sad.
participate in Skills USA, don't you?
Yes, sir.
You're going to hit senior year one day, and that's something we'll talk about on the club here before we're done this year's Skills USA. Wonderful competition for a lot of kids, and one of these days it will be your last one.
It's going to be sad, but it's always a good experience. I look forward to it.
So think about your seniors and the emotion of their last time to do those different things. So that is a look at our calendar. Next episode airs on Friday, October the 20th at 5:30 p.m. We're going to talk football next week with head coach Danny Brewstrom, as we have him in the hot seat next week. And so I'm Philip Landers.
And I'm his co-host, Caden Burrow.
Thanks so much for watching the club. We'll see you next time.